As Emperor, one of Palpatine's earliest decrees was the initiation of Order 66. Here we saw the clones attack the Jedi Temple, and the cold-blooded murder of the Jedi on Coruscant, and across the galaxy. Following this, Palpatine turned the core world into his own personal kingdom, spending many years bunkered down in his new palace. Meanwhile, his empire was enacting all kinds of acts of tyranny across the stars. However, it's my belief that Coruscant had turned sour for Palpatine. It had become dangerous, and he needed to remove himself from the world to ensure that he and his empire could survive. Now, Palpatine's permanent residence was Coruscant from the end of the Clone Wars to almost the dying days of his rule, and I want to take a moment to talk about just how impractical this is. You see, being a totalitarian leader who oppresses his own people means that there's going to be a lot of people out there who want to get at him. And living on one of the most densely populated worlds in the entire galaxy is not a great way to stay safe. Remember, there are trillions of people on Coruscant, and this is, needless to say, a massive security risk to Palpatine. The sheer amount of assets it will have taken to keep him and his facilities safe is just insane. Now, there are, of course, some pretty big benefits to living on Coruscant, which we will talk a little bit more about afterwards. But the main reason Palpatine kind of has to stay on Coruscant and has to be close to his people is because at the end of the day, he is the undisputed leader. It is difficult to be this terrifying leader if at the end of the day, no one ever sees him, no one knows where he is. At the end of the day, generally speaking, leaders need to lead and they need to be seen by the people. Anyway, at the end of the day, we know that him living on Coruscant worked pretty well for almost 2 decades. We know Palpatine had kept the illusion of freedom and democracy, at least in part, by maintaining the Imperial Senate. However, we also know that upon the completion of the Death Star, he disbanded the Senate. Following this, he had Alderaan destroyed. And this was a series of terrible mistakes by Palpatine. We know that after Alderaan, there was widespread rioting across the entire galaxy, particularly on Coruscant. And now, effectively, Palpatine's safety net had been removed. His Death Star was gone. The idea was no one would ever rise up against him when he could destroy planets, but now that's taken away. His empire was embarrassed and in chaos following the loss of its high command. Palpatine had blinked, and it had become very clear to the people of the galaxy that their emperor did not have the people's best interests at heart. And this, in my opinion anyways, is one of the key reasons why Palpatine was so keen to build the second Death Star. And we've talked about this on this channel numerous times, why the first Death Star, especially the second Death Star, were pretty terrible investments. The amount of assets that they used and resources could have been used elsewhere far more effectively. But there is a bit of logic there. Simply put, Palpatine needed to get away from the people who wanted his head. Coruscant was not going to be safe enough. The fires of rebellion were burning, and eventually Coruscant would become a powder keg ready to explode. So how do you ensure compliance by the people of the galaxy? Well, most people would say government reforms. We will ensure that people feel safe, that they feel happy. But Palpatine, being a pretty evil, tyrannical Sith, said no, we're going to threaten them with another super battle station. Now, Palpatine probably planned on getting off-world. He didn't really feel safe on Coruscant. At the end of the day, that population was far too large. There was just going to be far too many people in the galaxy who wanted him dead. Now, as we said, he could just bunker down on some super secret world away from the galaxy's citizens. However, this doesn't work. You see, Palpatine can't be the Emperor if he is in seclusion, at least not for long. He needs to be close enough to the people of the galaxy so they fear him, but far enough away so that they can't hurt him. No planet-wide riots to cause turmoil for his regime, no errant sharpshooters to take him down, or flash attacks by rebels on special facilities and palaces. And this, like it or not, is where the Death Star makes perfect sense. It's effectively a mobile planet. He could safely live on the Death Star, surrounded by legions upon legions of his most loyal sycophants. And he can take it anywhere. His super battle station can sit above orbit of a world like Coruscant with a massive population looking down, and the people of that world and the people of the galaxy would know that at any moment he could unleash a blast so powerful it would wipe out the entire world. And this suits Palpatine to a T. He is effectively in the perfect scenario, kind of like a god. He can be as close to his subjects as he wants, but he would never be in direct danger. He would be able to run the galaxy on his own world made of metal and super lasers, protected by thousands upon thousands of troops. And there's nothing anyone could do. He could remain in close proximity to his fearful subjects. In all honesty, I do think that if the second Death Star was completed, fully operational, with independent shields, then honestly, I think that the Empire would have survived a lot longer. I think Palpatine would have survived a lot longer, and, well, the Empire would have thrived. The people of the galaxy would be in very, very bad shape. Because at the end of the day, no matter how big the rebellion got, they would realistically never be able to take over the Death Star. But what do you guys think? Did Coruscant become too dangerous for the Emperor? And was the Death Star going to be Palpatine's permanent new residence? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please remember to like, share and sub, as it is really appreciated and it helps the channel grow. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching this video today. Please do remember to tick the bell, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at The Lore Guide to get regular updates whenever I do upload. Thank you so much for watching, do hope that you enjoyed, hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you next time.